February 1st, Tuesday, 2022. 2022.
And my birthday's in 8 days.
Alright, and it's now almost
4
10.
o'clock.
It's 10
Time my
to,
mother goes home.
10 to 4. Okay, we're going to go over we went over we read Fort Sumter, the history of Fort Sumter. Now
Yeah,
we're going
this
to
is
go
Fort
over,
Sumter 2.
we're going to go over the questions that I made up. Okay, alright, number 1.
What was Fort Sumter and where was it located?
Well, no, what? Fort Sumter, yeah, what was Fort Sumter, first part? So what was it?
It was a fort on Charleston Harbor at the coast of the Atlantic Ocean
Oh, you don't have to get in
by
the ocean.
South Carolina.
Yeah, you don't have to name the Atlantic Ocean. We know that it was.
Well, I just wanted to say the best.
All right, Fort Sumter was an island fortification. So, fortification.
Means the strengthen.
It's strengthened, right? Like you put milk is fortified with calcium and vitamin D. Okay, made stronger. All right, now. So, let's go on with that. What's the next question say? Number 2. Read 2.
Oh, I thought you meant the reading. What did President Lincoln do that started the battle?
All right, what did he do?
He sent more men that were unarmed.
Yeah, okay. Now, you're going to have to find... It tells you in there...
Wait, I was right?
Yeah, you're right, but let's put it into words. What he did was... you're going to look in there to find the answer because I took it pretty much off the website. Now listen to my complete sentence. How I put it. When President Lincoln announced plans to resupply the fort... When he announced plans to resupply the fort, Confederate General Beauregard bombarded Fort Sumter.
Bombed it to death with
Bombarded. Well, no, it didn't say bomb. Bombarded means that he did use a lot. He did use a lot of bombs. All he used
was cannons.
Right. Yeah, he did bomb it. You're right. But you can bombard with other things. You can
He bombed it with cannons.
Right.
He started launching cannons all over the fort.
So now you're gonna. All right. So now you have an idea how to answer that question. All right. How big was Fort Sumter? Do you remember how big it was in size?
2 tiers high and 2.4 acres wide.
Right. You got that right. The island itself was only 2 and 4/10 acres in size. Okay. Now, what's number 4?
I was right.
You were right. What's number 4? Read it. Read the question.
How long did it take Fort Sumter to finally get built?
Okay.
Can I go up here?
All right. We gotta go. We started building it in what year?
I'm gonna check.
18, what was it? 18 what? It was finished in 1861, and it was started in what year was that?
No, but 1861 there was over 3,000 troops.
It was finished in 1861, but what year was it started? Or 18, it should tell you, I don't have it with me.
I'm trying to find
I did the math though. Okay, here it is. Here it is. It's at the top. It says here. Originally constructed in 1829, it was finished in 1860. So how many years is from 1829 to 1860?
Alright.
You can do that in your head.
Okay. 31.
1829 to 1860 is 31 years, is correct.
I just went 60 minus
Well,
20, then 40 minus 9.
Took you a while to get that one.
Yeah,
All right.
kind of mixed
Now,
up.
here we go. Here's the number 5. What were the 3 reasons Fort Sumter was hard to build and complete? Ooh, that's a hard question. There were 3 reasons. Now, if you go
Well,
into
let me think. I'm trying to think. First is it would cost a lot of money.
all right, that's true. It was very costly to fund. Okay, there's another reason. Now, think about this. What was it made of?
5-inch thick bricks.
No, it was made of what? Thousands of tons of what?
I forgot.
Granite.
Oh, what's granite?
Stone. Rock.
Oh. I mean, I don't know how they're going to find all that stone.
You know how hard it would be to build an island by hand with stone, thousands of tons? They didn't have bulldozers back then. They'd do everything by hand. And then also in the 1830s there were a lot of what? Disputes. What are disputes? Arguments, disagreements
Oh, yeah.
over the ownership of the harbor, of the stretch of the harbor.
They fought over Fort Sumter, really.
Now, I don't know who
The
was
South wanted Fort Sumter badly, but Johnson
Yeah, but during the
disagreed, so they had to shoot cannons until he surrendered.
Yeah, but during the
34 hours.
Stop. During the 1830s, it had nothing to do with the North and the South. The disputes over the ownership of the stretch of the harbor, that I don't know who that pertains to, because South Carolina was in the South, so I don't know who was fighting over the ownership of it. I'm not sure. We'll have to look up that later.
The South.
Okay.
The South.
South. Okay.
Because it was built in the South, and the South wanted it to be theirs because it was in the South.
I know, but who would they be disputing with?
Beauregard.
No, who would they be fighting over the ownership of the harbor?
I know when I was reading it, it explained it, but I was confused.
We'll go back later.
I know.
Let's get on with the next one. How long did the battle last, and who won the battle?
The Civil War lasted 4.
No, not the Civil War.
It lasted 34 hours, and the South won.
Right, very good. And who finally surrendered?
Johnson.
Johnson? No, what are you talking about, Johnson? Johnson wasn't in there. Who surrendered?
Let me look up his name.
It's just Beauregard and Anderson.
No, there was a Major Robert Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson. You surrendered, not Johnson.
I got their names.
You're getting confused with LBJ or
No.
or
I get mixed with the name Johnson and Anderson.
Andrew Johnson. You're thinking about.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
Andrew Johnson.
All right. Here's one.
I keep thinking
All right.
of him because every time they mention Lincoln,
Okay. Stop. I'm running out of video. Okay. Next question.
with the vice president.
Listen. There's an old saying. It says, it goes like this: you may have won the battle, but you'll lose the war. What? How does that pertain to Fort Sumter? You may have won the battle. This is what Anderson could have said to Beauregard. You won the battle, but you'll lose the war. What does that mean? What do you think that means?
I think it means you may have won this fight, but we'll win.
Okay, what it really means is
Well,
that
was I close?
close, but you don't get a cigar for that. All right, it means this: a war
I don't smoke cigars.
Listen, a war is all the battle in their entirety. It's the major battles that are important, not the little ones, not the minor battles. For example,
They mean you may have won this battle because it was a little
but there will be more.
I think they mean that you may have won they won the little battle, but they didn't win the whole thing.
When Grant met Lee's army at Gettysburg, that ended the Civil War.
They had the fight.
Lee was a great general, but Grant just kicked his butt in that battle, and Lee had to surrender. So Lee won many battles, but he lost the war because he lost the battle that really counted the most. That's what that means. Okay.
Well, how did they just agree that the battle was over?
Well, it's like in chess. You get trapped, and you get trapped. You lose your key pieces. You're behind. You're in a bad situation where the other player has you trapped. The only thing you can do is to resign, or else just keep fighting until you lose every single pawn and every single piece, and you only have the king left. So if that can happen, or else you could lose everything by being trapped. So you can't get out. So why fight? Why fight something that's impossible to win?
Oh yeah, Grant won that war.
All right. Now.
Wait, did Grant let Lee keep his flag?
No, his sword.
His sword?
His sword, not sword. Sword.
He let him keep it.
Yeah, because they went to West Point together, and Grant had a lot of respect for Lee as a military commander. Okay.
Oh, they went to West Point together. I never knew.
Here's a question for you. I'll see if you can answer it. The last one. Beauregard commanded militia forces. Okay, for the South. Now, why didn't he command a Confederate force or Confederate battalion? Why did he have to command a militia force and not the Confederate Army? Why?
See that question?
Okay. Beauregard commanded militia forces at Fort Sumter. Why didn't Beauregard command the Confederate Army? Huh? That was a difficult question because it's a kind of a trick question. Was there a Confederate Army at that time? No, they were all militias. They were all militias, like police forces.
They didn't have an army until like the 1860s.
So the Union had an army, but the Confederacy, there were still states that were pulling out from the Union. After all the states pulled out, then they formed an army, but there wasn't an official.
So all the states joined the South because they thought they were going to win the war?
They didn't join the South. They were in the South already. They pulled out of the Union and they formed their own country.
So they thought the South was going to win the war?
No, they wanted when you go into a war, you don't go into a war thinking you're going to win or lose. You go in there to win. There's not a question of, you don't go into a game saying, well, let's go play and get our butts kicked. We're going to lose. No, you go in there to win. They thought they were going to win, but they didn't win. Okay? They wanted they wanted to pull away from the Union, and because but they wanted to.
But the Union.
They wanted to start their own country because they thought that the South was a sovereign nation. What does sovereign nation mean? What does that mean? People say we are a sovereign nation. What does that mean? I'll give you a clue.
We are our own country.
We make right. We are our own country. We make our own laws. That's what a sovereignty.
And then let them.
Sovereignty means.
So they had to fight a whole 4 years war.
Yeah, listen. Sovereignty means the right of the people to govern to govern themselves. Okay? The right of the people to make their own laws and their own government. Okay? That was... We get into the Indian Wars later, you'll find that has a lot to do with...
Who won the French and Indian War?
Not the French and Indian War. We're talking about the war, like the Battle of the Little Bighorn.
Oh.
There's a lot of questions.
That was an Indian win, not an American win. That was an American loss.
Yeah, with the Sioux. What was it?
No, it's the what's the name of the capital of Montana because it was that tribe?
Helena. You're talking about Wyoming, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne Indians. There were Cheyenne Indians.
Right.
And Sioux. Cheyenne and the Sioux. The Cheyenne were outnumbered, so what they did was they went all the way to Montana to get some more. I mean, they were in Montana, so they went to the Sioux so they can join forces.
Right. And Custer, what was Custer's last words that he said?
Over that hill, I think there's friendly Indians.
Yeah, over that hill, I think they're friendly Indians.
The real words he said was all hell.
Yep, that was his last words. They said, "Oh hell." So that was.
You should have. It was a dumb idea to even go after those Indians. I mean, you never know how much Indians they are. I mean, they hide in the all the brush, and you can't see them. And then they'll start shooting arrows at you.
I got a harder question. Who wrote this music?
Mozart? What?
It's not even classical.
It's
Baroque.
I can.
I'll give you a hint. His first name was Luigi.
Boccherini again? Come on!
Yeah, you couldn't tell. You thought it was Mozart. You're way off.
It kind of sounds
No,
like...
it doesn't. Mozart was a classical composer.
Sometimes I cannot tell Mozart from some composer, but whenever I hear Schubert, I think sometimes it's Mozart.
Yeah, okay. Let's get back now. You answer those questions now. And then we got to start out our math. Let's see. The math.
I know all the rounding. Here, I'll say all the rounding.
Move.
I'll do all the rounding quickly, and I'll demonstrate what the answers are for the rounding.
For the math.
I'll show you the answers for the rounding.
Okay. I'm running out of video.
Hey, I'll get the answers for the rounding quickly.
Alright, good, because I got to shut this off.
Wait just a minute.
I'm running out of video.
I'll be done in a minute.
Hurry up.
Alright. I'm almost done.
What's the first one? I gotta shut it off. I'm not gonna be able to post it. It's gonna be too long.
I'm almost done one.
All right.